Guys, I have to say that we've had the most amazing time here in Switzerland for Eurovision 2025. But Basel, have I said this right, Natascha?
Yes, it's totally correct, yeah.
Basel has been such an amazing host city. And we're here with Natascha from Basel Tourism. Natascha, welcome. First of all, how has it felt for you guys to be working here at Eurovision and to be hosting Eurovision in this beautiful city?
Well, as you can imagine, we are so proud. We're so excited that we are able to be the host city and, invite the Europe to our city and showcase what Basel is, because I think not all know what Basel is or where Basel was, but definitely now after the Eurovision people will know it.
And I'll be very honest, I didn't know a lot about this city before I came here to Eurovision. But my first reaction is, one, the people have been so welcoming. Is that typical kind of Basel spirit? Is it a city that welcomes everyone?
Definitely it is. So we are located at the three countries corner. So we are in Switzerland, but we have borders with France and Germany, which makes us per se an open-minded city, welcoming everyone. We're the door to Europe. We've got the port of Basel, so connecting to the Northern Sea. So we are very open-minded. And so very happy to welcome all of the world here.
Well, you've done such a great job, and I have to say that Basel has gone all out for Eurovision 2025. Tell us about some of the activities that the fans and the crowds have been experiencing over the past week while they've been coming to the shows and supporting their favourite acts.
So our aim was to do a show which includes everyone and be very diverse, very inclusive, offer a lot of activities accessible to everyone. May it be children or families, but also people wheelchairs with audition problems. So offering lots of concerts, lots of also translations for those people. We offered a disco for 60 plus people and also one for deaf people, which was called Feel the Beat. So really to not only welcome tourists and guests from all over the world, but also include the inhabitants of Basel.
Yeah, and we've got to see some snapshots of those events and the disco you mentioned for the over 60s. We get to see that I think we saw that in one of the semi-final shows. But, we've got this huge event here. We have the final tonight. What's kind of Basel going to be like on Sunday when this is all gone? And we want to know, why should people visit Basel? I mean, you're so in love with this city, and we would love to know why, because we want people to keep coming here, don't we?
Definitely. So Basel is a cultural gem with lots of history, lots of a beautiful old town, the River Rhine where you can swim inside and you use this stuff. We're a very vibrant city, lots of students, very open-minded, as I say. It's also very diverse. So you will feel at ease, and also nightlife is very good in Basel. Lots of different food stuff, like from the 3-star Michelin restaurant to street food all over. So it's really underrated and definitely has to be discovered. Also after the Eurovision.
Yeah, and we do want people to keep coming to this beautiful city. Now we have to ask, because you mentioned it, tell us about this.
So yes, this is called Wickelfish, and it's actually a dry bag, so a floating device which we use to swim in the Rhine. And we actually don't even need to swim. So you put all your stuff inside, you wrap it up 7 times at least, so it gets really, really close. You close it and then you just hang on to it with your stuff inside, and you just let yourself.
And you float.
You float with the current of the water, and it's really very refreshing. So for all those people coming to the Women's European Football Championship, they will experience this in July.
Well, we were talking about the Women's Football Championship, but obviously we were here for the opening night of Eurovision, and there was another big celebration happening here because FC Basel obviously won the Swiss Championship, I think?
Yes, exactly. We are so proud that the FC Basel is again number one. We have a lot of football tradition too in the city, so actually this football stadium is the biggest one in Switzerland, where we'll be hosting the Women's Championship. And the celebration was on Sunday, and even 2 concerts had to be cancelled because of the celebration, which wanted to be respected.
Well, when we come to Basel and we're not floating along the river with our special bags, what else can we do if we like a bit of architecture, if we like museums? What are the kind of key spots that you would tell people to go to?
So definitely the top 3 are Fondation Baylor, the Kunstmuseum Basel, Museum of Fine Art, and Tinguely Museum. And actually Tinguely Museum is celebrating 100 years of Jean Tinguely, wow. So if he was alive. he would be 100 years old. So there will be big celebrations now this year. End of May, starting end of May. And then in terms of architecture, so Basel is really also an architectural jam. We have 13 Pritzker Prize winners who've built many buildings here. There's Novartis Campus, Vitra Campus, lots of amazing constructions here. And you can grab your bike, so you can like rent an e-bike and do a 3 countries tour, discover the museums, discover the architecture and the setting in the 3 countries corner.
And you mentioned food, something very close to my heart and my belly. What kind of food will we be eating here in Basel? Are there any local delicacies?
Definitely. So, of course, the Swiss nationality foods like rösti, fondue, raclette, so very cheesy. So it's famous for cheese.
We love cheese, don't worry.
So lots of potatoes too. There's a calf leber, which is famous for Basel. And there's this one speciality of the sweet kind. So it's not chocolate, it's like gingerbread, but it's not. It doesn't have any ginger. It's called leckerli. And it's a really old recipe from 1753.
Can I try it?
Sure.
Ooh, let's go.
It goes super well with coffee or with tea. And it's really very, with spices, cinnamon, cardamom, honey, almonds. So really very tasty. It's called Basler leckerli. Really
Guys,
something you must try.
Guys, I can vouch for this. This is absolutely delicious. Have you got any more?
Yeah.
And in terms of nightlife, what would people be? Does it have a vibrant nightlife here?
Definitely. So along the Rhine, there are several bars, pop-up stores, and afterwards you can go to Rheingasse or to Steinevorstadt. So these are streets with bars, restaurants, but also the area of the port has been developing lately. So there's a big ship there where you can do party. It's called Nordstern, so techno, more into techno. And definitely DJs, which are very famous, they play there.
And how about for LGBT visitors, so people from lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender plus communities?
So we have a good offer for them. Well, we are a very open city, so lots of bars, special events, activities where they can join, So like every Tuesday there's this bar for LGBTQ communities. And also we developed the Pride Tour, so also, even though for Eurovision, but also I hope afterwards, where local people introduce our guests to typical things they do here.
And lastly, shopping. Does it have a big kind of shopping? It's a very commercial city. If people want to go to Gucci or maybe some cheaper stores, do we have lots of variety of shops here?
Yeah, we definitely have a variety of shops. Of course, the commercial labels, you've got them all, Louis Vuitton or Gucci, you mentioned it. So there's one street, Freie Straße, more with the local international brands. But then we have in the old city, Spalenberg, which has more boutiques like local brands and handmade craft. So also for, very special, unique design things, you can find things there. Yeah.
Fantastic. And lastly, because we are here at Eurovision, obviously, do you have a favourite this year, Natascha? And do you think Switzerland could maybe be hosting again next year?
Well, I would love Switzerland to win again, but I think it's not very likely. So my personal favourites are Sweden and Spain. What about yours?
Oh, I'm not allowed to say. Natascha, thank you so much. Guys, if we can encourage any of you to come here and visit this beautiful city, it truly is a gem that maybe some of you don't know about. Please do check out the Basel Tourism website, which we will put a link underneath. Get your floating devices, float down the river, and you will have a great time here in Basel. Natascha, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you to you too, Andy. Have a nice time here.
You too. Enjoy the show.
Thank you very much.